SureGrow is a microbial mixture type fertilizer. Works on everything I've ever seen it put on, grasses to grains to hays, beans, corn. It's a balanced, natural product that you get both the fertilizer and a microbial soil package with. Bill Strange brought it to me, introduced me to the product, used it around a few places of my own on some things. Saw some really great results. Saved me a lot of money on my expenses for treating the grasses and my wheats that year. And then we produced into the plus B side of it, which is the bug microbe. Any kind of an insect that it'll attack and eat the plant. The microbe will kill that bug. It has no effect on your beneficials, your bumblebees and honeybees and ladybugs, things of that nature. But if it does eat on the plant, it will kill that insect. List is pretty big. Grasshoppers, armyworms, cutworms, stem borer beetles, aphids. I think that's a pretty broad spectrum, you know, and then all the families that come from the basins. I've seen it work on it. With the armyworm deal, you know, that for our part of the world, if you're trying to plant wheat, we don't really raise wheat here for grain as much. A big yield in this area is 30, 40 bushel of wheat. Typically everything through here, there's a lot of grazing. It's a lot of graze out stuff. The earlier you get it in, the earlier you have grazing, the earlier you can turn cattle out and make that dollars per pound gain back to you. You plant into August 1st to September, armyworms show up, into September 1st of October, and then you're replanting and hoping to catch up and do that deal, or spend several dollars an acre to try to kill them once they're already there and done all the damage. And the armyworms will show up if you've got the plus B product, maybe 10, 15 yards into a field with maybe all the damage you'll have out of it. And then the plant's got enough in it through the SureGrow that it generally comes back and regrows and establishes itself. It's not ate off and gone forever. Plus M is a mold and fungicide additive microbial that Bill has come up with. The first usage I had with it was for a customer south of Kroll that had some black spot mold, yellow leaf mold, and it was wiping out the wheat he had and he planted for grazing. Got some of the product with the Plus M, the SureGrow Plus M. We had it aerially applied with an airplane, and then within days of the application, the mold problem was subsiding and going away, and ended up having a crop that he could graze out through the whole rest of the year. I've seen it work on western red rust up in Nebraska on some cornfields. It's a great preventative tool. Works really good as already there and having problems. My opinion, works best as an upfront preventive. Be some soybean and corn farmers in the Missouri area, Kansas, Nebraska, Colorado, Texas, and Louisiana is the ones that I can think of right off the top of my head. Maybe in Arkansas. For the regular SureGrow, 1 gallon an acre is the sweet spot. You know, that's where you get your most bang for your dollar input. Runs $15 a gallon, and then your freight cost to get it to you. So you're looking at roughly $16 on the top end right now. freight wise, to get you a fertilizer out there that you get the equivalency of around 200 pounds of nitrogen to the acre. Some of it depends on your soil. There are some areas where throughout a whole grow season they may utilize 2 gallons or 2.5 gallons. You know, they'll do like 1 gallon up front at pre-plant or in furrow, and then kind of spoon feed it the rest of the year. There's some programs where it may need a half a gallon 2 or 3 different times through the year, you know, to get that other. There's some areas where we've done 2 applications. On our wheat here, I do a gallon at planting. We treat the seed with a gallon per 1,800 pounds. Sow it. As soon as it comes up and I've got 2 leaves showing, then we run across and put a gallon application to the acre. And then about February-ish, March, you know, kind of the weather tells you when, we'll come back and put another gallon on it so that we can continue to push that plant to make more grazing and maybe even a little hay production. It can be used as a root uptake, you know, pre-plant, put it in like you would a conventional fertilizer. Be used as a foliar feed, be done as in furrow application, foliar feed, aerial application. We've got some customers that do it through fumigation with their pivots. Definitely. We've even put a program together where if the customer's wanting to do some soil samples, we'll send them the forms. They can pull the samples and send them to the lab, and then when the results come back, we'll go over the soil sample results with the farmer and put them a program together of products either that we make or that we know of that'll lower their input costs for their fertilization program and get them a little better quality, more yield out of their crop, and at the same time make their soil a better soil for farming. Kind of depending on the situation, we've got some access to some fish hydrolysate products. One's a kind of even level hydrolysate. The other one's called CFOS, and it's got a little higher phosphorus content. And, to get that phos that a lot of farms are really needing right now in the world. The other product would be an Element product. It's a naturally mined mineral source. I don't remember exactly how many actual micronutrients are in it, but it's somewhere up in the 60 or 80 different micronutrients that are in that product. It comes in a dry powder form to be applied, most typically at about a 200 to 250 pound an acre rate. Just the cost of the soil sample to be run, generally 20 or 25 bucks is what the lab charges for the soil sample to be run, and then we'll put a program together, and if they think it sounds like a doable deal for them, then we do it, and if not, then we look at another route. My favorite part of our product and farmers are doing is kind of a twofold deal. One is I get to meet a lot of really neat guys all over the United States. The other part is I can help them be more profitable in what they're doing. We can help really cut their input costs and help increase their revenue on both ends. You know, if you're cutting expenses and increasing product to sell and quality of product, you're making money on both ends. Oh, that's a pretty good one. I was introduced to the whole concept, I guess, of microbes through meeting Bill, and the amount of knowledge I've gained and how the microbes work and how one intertwine with each other, and I've learned a ton about them over the years. Still don't have the full concept of what they are. Surely not at the level that Bill has. The whole world runs and functions off of microbial action. It's probably the best way to put it in the simplest form. I was very, very skeptical. I mean, a product that come at 1 gallon for an acre and can do all that it does, I had some reservations and some setbacks, whether it would actually work. Once I started using it, within a matter of days, you could already start seeing the results and things happening. And it's over and over again. I've seen it, my stuff, other people's stuff. We fixed a lot of problems over the years. I'm gonna say the grazing on my own personal stuff. Doing the program of treating that seed at 1 gallon for every 1,800 pounds of seed. Sow it as soon as it comes up. We run across it, we top dress it, and within 30 or 45 days of planting, I'm turning cattle in at a calf to the acre. Sometimes rains are right. We'll be 3/4 of a 3/4 of a acre to the calf, and then and graze it all winter and through the spring months. We can run up to 2.5 calves an acre on a lot of what we do. It's hard to put that product into one sentence or one word. It's probably the best all around nutrient fertilizer that I've ever come